Alright, here we go. Spectating a little bit of a free-for-all in the world here. And we're going to see what happens here. We are kind of like down here a little bit. Once these guys if I get bigger, they'll eventually be more incentivized to actually push me out so I get these bars off my screen. If you stay too small, they'll like forget you, but if you get big, they'll like, I need your lane, and they'll push you out, right? There we go. Yeah, they're attacking us. They'll push us out real quick here. And how are we doing over here? Yeah, so far it's kind of interesting to observe and see, like, are there any like countries or continents where like there's an immediate big victor anywhere? We're actually kind of doing great. Let's attack this guy. Incentivize him to attack us. Please to there we go. Get ourselves out of there. We actually had a pretty good start there somehow. There we go. Get ourselves pushed out. Take us out. Full send to make it easier for him to get us out of there. Thank you. I wish it didn't zoom me in when I got defeated so I could like keep spectating properly. A spectate mode for this game might be nice. I mean, we basically do have a spectate mode, but like, you know, make it so it didn't like zoom me in when the defeat happens. I'm trying to lose on purpose. Or a spectate mode where I can just spectate without actually having to like spawn in and interfere a little bit, you know? Might be kind of neat. Grand Columbia is doing pretty nice up here, actually. Jake the Great, holding true to the name so far, doing well down there as well. And, yeah, who else? What's this? What's happening?
Hey, first of all, much love, dude. Next game, could you go over the basics of the game for new people? Attacking on red interests, etc. Maybe a tips guide sort of thing?
Hey Walker, thank you so much for that $10 donation. Hearts in chat for Walker. Hearts in chat for Walker. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thanks so much. I can just do it now because I won't remember for next game. Let's be real. I feel like okay, when you start off, imagine you start off into a match. You got your little slider down here. First thing you do, put your slider around maybe 25%, give or take like 5%. It doesn't matter. Just kind of like, you know, about 25%, give or take a little bit. Immediately send. And then every like 2, 3, 4 seconds after that, just send again. Get your free land first. Then once all the free land is around you, then you want to start working on the bots. Reduce your sender amount to like maybe like 15% or so, and look for bots that are like about 1,000 times smaller than you. So if you have 10,000 troops, you want them to have like 100 troops or less. So after you get your free land, you basically want to like wait and look for bots that have like sent their troops away or getting attacked a bunch, and then hit them in little bits. So like, you know, some maps you get real big real quick, so there's more free land, and you'll have like 50k troops right away, so you can kind of like get pretty aggressive on the bots right away. Other maps where it's densely packed with lots of players, you'll want to go for like little itty bitty bits of like, okay, I'm immediately touching borders. I've only got like, you know, 5,000 troops after the first 20 seconds. We're all like locked in. So times like that, you want to like, oh, you got that bot has 40 troops. I'll hit him. That bot's got 500. Pass. You know, it depends how many troops you have. But yeah, you want to wait for the bots to be looking small, weak, and attack them. And then over the next minute or so, as your troops build up while you're expanding, doing that, you can then start targeting bigger and bigger bots. For me, I just kind of like look for small bots. Once I get like about 100k troops, then it's kind of like game on. If a bot's got like 1,000 or 2,000 troops, I'll hit them. You want to avoid like the Omega bots, the ones that have like sit back on like a 10,000, 15,000 troops. Don't attack those bots until those bots get rid of their troops. Once their troops are like, you know, once they're attacking somebody else with their 10,000 troops and they've got like 1,000 sitting back, then you hit them a little bit. And basically you want to fight the bots when their troops are away to minimize your troop casualties, so that way you can like maintain a bunch of your troops to defend yourself against everybody else attacking you. Because it doesn't do you any good to expand quickly if after you're done expanding, you've got all the land, you've got like 1/10 of the troops the other player who just sat back next to you waiting does, because then they'll just roll through and take away everything you earned and push you out of the match. So you want to like expand, but also conserve your troops to be big compared to those people around you. Now, if you're lucky and you're spawned somewhere where like everybody around you also has like nothing in the way of troops, you can be a little bit more aggressive. Pay attention to the troop amounts of those around you, and just if they're attacking you or not, whatnot. Like, see this guy? He's got 1 million. Is getting attacked by these guys. Now is not the time to be expanding. Now is the time to like sit back and defend and build your troops up, and then, you know, make yourself an ugly target. So if your number small, you get attacked. Your number big, you get attacked less. Usually. Sometimes if you have the crown, that'll like throw a wrinkle in there and make you a target, but generally speaking. Then once you've taken out all your bots, then you want to start attacking other players. If a player shows you a lot of weakness and just like is like they're just like free land because they've got like no troops because they didn't handle the troops at all or they're getting bullied, yeah, get on that a little bit, attack that a little bit. But oftentimes it's better just like to sit back and, you know, once you've gone through the, you know, the first two phases, you know, the free land phase and then the bot phase, and now you're into the third phase, like the player phase. At that point, you're probably going to have like a decent little bit of land, and your troops will be about the same, perhaps even a little bit lower than the people around you, and you want to save up troops at that point. You want to build up troops, sit back and just wait. It's like the patient phase, the waiting phase, to try and build your troops. And then once the interest starts to hit red percent, that's when you want to like pick, okay, who around me is a good target, who's low on troops and has a lot of land, so I can get a lot of land for not a lot of price, or who do I want to push out to take their land? You know, I don't want to risk this guy full sending me, maybe I leave him alone. And that's the phase where it's like more complex of like trying to make the right decision, and there's like the political factor. Oh, this guy left. Why did you leave? Guess you're getting attacked in the back. That was weird. Maybe like their game crashed. That's where like the political factor comes in, and like, oh man, if I attack this blue player who's weak, his teammate who's also blue might attack me because he won't appreciate me hitting his teammate, kind of thing. Or, you know, that's where like it's dangerous to be in the middle because you have more people touching borders through that want to attack you and stuff like that. And so it's just kind of like at that point, there's a lot more like leeway as far as like what's the right and wrong thing to do. But yeah, those are kind of like the you know, the general tips and tricks I'd give. There's get a really good start by using the strategy I told you there, and when it comes into the late game, it's just kind of like it's the same principle of like you want to attack people with less troops than you while still maintaining enough troops that the people around you won't wreck you. Like if this guy sends a boat over here to attack this guy, like he is doing right there, it's probably hard to see, but he's attacking him right there. If he all of a sudden just sends 7 million troops to hit him really hard, then he's got only 2 troops defending. Guess what's happened? If this guy's paying attention, he just yeets all his land for free. So it doesn't matter if you have 7 million troops if they're all out fighting. If they're all out fighting, it's not doing any good. He's making an interesting play here, boating to attack this guy instead of going for like the easier targets over here, because it's hard to fight across the sea, and also he's wasting all your troops. I think he's actually making a misplay here. I understand why he's doing it. He's worried. He's fighting somebody who's bigger than him crown-wise and who's now bigger than him troop-wise. So unless this guy's also going to attack him and waste him, all that's going to happen is he's going to slow down his gains while these guys catch up and eventually just wreck him from behind. He's making a huge misplay right here. What he needs to do is he needs to have ignored this guy and carve through the guys who are over here and carve through this guy here, and then maybe work through these guys, because he's in the middle of the board. And what you want to do is just if you're over here, if you're in North America, consolidate North America, South America, go to your right. If you're over here, consolidate to Australia, you know, Russia, Asia, whatever, go to your left. If you're in Africa, it's usually it's a depends kind of thing. If this is a tough fight and this is an easy target, boat your way across and get this guy. He's still boating across. Huge misplay by this guy. Not even sure how you got this big when you're making this bad a strategy. He's literally boating across to go to war with somebody who has more pixels than him and more troops than him, who only has one person that might stab him in the back, who doesn't even have that many troops or land, while you have all of this next to you that could easily just stab you in the back. Luckily for him, this guy dipped and he got some of that land there. Now he's got the crown. But he could have had that crown and that land like a lot earlier. He did slow this guy down from getting this, but it doesn't matter. All he effectively did was like stalemate your guys' growth, while these guys consolidated even faster. See, now there's only like 3 of these guys over here, and they're all pretty big. And if they wanted to, they can easily gang up on him. To be fair, if he had just focused on this guy and then this guy would have pushed through him at the same rate. But yeah, see right here? He could have attacked this guy and had a boat here on the ready when this guy leaves to get some of that. Because either way, he's going to be fighting this guy. At least now he doesn't have, like, boat across the giant chasm, right? And he has more land, so... Yeah, if we had to rewind this back and jump into this guy's shoes and play it better, don't boat across to fight him when he's literally bigger than you, has the crown. Focus on this, get bigger here, then jump up here and race this guy for this land. And then when it comes time for you guys to fight each other, you'll have more land than him and have an easier time winning that fight. But at the end of the day, it just like it took this guy too long to like conquer Africa and get into this compared to how long it took this guy to get this. And he's in the middle of the board, and he's going to get ganged up on. So yeah, he's screwed at this point. So he's full send. So he's just trying to make his mission to make this guy lose at this point. But even then, even that guy full sending on him, like he basically threw away his chance of winning to try and take that guy out. But I think it still would have been hard for him, even if he ignored him and this guy like had gone up here and like boated through here. I mean, maybe that might have been his best play actually. His best play might have been just like to try and form an unspoken alliance with this guy, leave him alone, get this, and then try and like maybe this guy, who knows, maybe this guy might have ignored him and boated his way around and started attacking this guy, and then you could have like joined in on that, and you guys could have raced through the rest of the board to see who got bigger first, and maybe you would have won that race and beat him that way. Yeah, I think that might have been his best bet. Just ignore him, and then hope to crap he doesn't choose to go to war with you, because basically, if you guys go to war, it guarantees one of you lose, like, and gives these guys a chance to come back. Whereas if you two just kind of like chill each other because you're both first and second and working the rest of the board, then at the right moment you can try to like, you know, betray him, or once these guys are gone, work on him then. It's hard to say. That's one of those situations where like when you're in the middle of the board like that and you're big and got the crown, but there's some other guy who's almost as big, and these guys over here are big enough that you can't like roll them too easily. It's kind of tough. But you never know, because if he had left him alone while he slowly carves through this and has to boat his way across, you could have gotten this and then started attacking him. Maybe he gets frustrated and just leaves and you get his land. It's pretty hard to say. I like what this guy's doing here. He's not boating across here. He's boating across here because one, it's shorter, and also he's only fighting one enemy here. There's the full send. See how quickly these guys gave up when they started getting attacked? That could have been that guy's land, maybe. But that guy, see, right, what he's doing right here is making so he has to fight one person. If you boat it through the middle or down here, it would take longer, and also, he's only touching board with one person at a time right now, so you can just slowly carve through this guy, and the only way this guy can attack, he spends forever boating across, which he is doing there. It's hard to see, but there's a pixel right there moving across. And, but it's going to take so long for it to get there that he's going to be, like, huge by the time he gets there, and if he's watching it, he can zoom in, and the second it lands, just hit it with, like, a couple million to push off real quick, and then he has to boat all over again, while he just slowly carves through this guy. If these two guys could work together more effectively, they could probably take him out without a problem, but the problem is he's just so far away from his borders. This guy's best bet, while that's trying to land over there, is to be boat across this way up here. He lands in there. Now, if this guy reacted quickly, he could quickly push that off, but he wasn't aware that boat was going. He didn't react quickly. Still focusing on this, actually. This guy also could have, I'm surprised he's not pushing that off, but he could also, boat here, then boat to here, then boat to here, 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 and then you're in the option of like attacking here or attacking here. And if you get pushed off, it's very quickly to get back on him. Luckily, he's not actually trying to push him off. He's just focusing on this. I mean, this kind of works too. He might be big enough that he can focus on second place and ignore third place. But if I was in his shoes and I saw that boat coming in, like I would just like if you push this guy off. Just lose a little bit of land right here. Push this guy off right here, and he has to boat all the way back over again. And now you're back to fighting a 1v1, which is much easier because their powers combined do have about the same amount of pixels as you. And it makes it a lot harder and a lot slower to win. But now that this guy has to boat his way all the way back again, that's a good 30 seconds or minute of just like a 1v1 that you can just slowly guarantee to win. By the time he boats back again, you're even bigger, and it's even harder. So unless this guy full sends on you right as the boat arrives, the only real chance this guy has of winning is if he full sends right while that boat arrives so he can get more bang for his buck over there. Ooh, is this guy low on troops? He's got 4 million. It's a weird play, pushing through to attack the weaker guy when they're both about the same in size. I guess if he has less troops, yeah, I guess if he's got like 6 million, he's got 4 million, they're similar in size. It's a bit of a gamble, really. He might be big at this point where it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I get that works too. There's also a psychological factor of like, do they get frustrated and give up? Which they did. But yeah, he was big enough at that point where he could get away with taking them both on at the same time. And now he's so big, both troop-wise and land-wise, that this guy can't win. Even if he gets all this free land, it's not going to matter. Yep, it's over. Smash that like button if you like Territorial IO and you want to see more of it on this channel. Let's go.